Hey everyone, welcome to a new Wizard101 video. So I was scouring the internet, just kind of looking at different things, and I came across this pet that has a 1% power pip chance that it gives at baby. And at first I wasn't really sure if this pet was still in the game or if it was just something from earlier or if it was even real. And I looked further into it, and there actually is this pet from way earlier in the game that gives a 1% power pip chance just on the pet. It's basically just like a stat on the pet, and it's not a talent or anything like that. So you can get that 1% and then you can get whatever talents you want for it. And this pet is, I don't know, it seems like it's a pretty early pet that was introduced into the game, and at first I thought it was just something that was in the beta or something that was seen from maybe a Kings Island employee, but it wasn't actually available for players, but it actually is available for some players. So this is the armored skeleton, and it does have a wiki page, and basically I was looking into it, and on the wiki it says that in 2011 it was given as a prize for certain contests that they held, and I don't even know if Kings Island does contests like that anymore, which is unfortunate. I mean, they do give out a lot of cool stuff just over Twitter. I mean, I actually haven't seen them give out too many Twitter codes anymore. You know, what happened to that? What happened to redeem this? They used to be doing that all the time. They used to be every other day or something like that. It was redeem this code to get this in the game. I mean, usually it's just a pet snack or something, not the greatest. But in 2011, they were giving out entire pets that are super unique pets for contests and that kind of thing. So the armored skeleton, if you just looked at it, you would think it's just kind of a basic pet, but the 1% stat that it gives makes it really unique. So the picture I found here was on Instagram by Wizard101 and she has this pet with the 1% pip that you can see up there, and then she also has her storm talents on it as well. So I'm not sure if I could ever get this pet. I guess you could get it if you knew someone that had it and then hatched with them and got it. That would be really cool. I don't know if anyone has this pet or if you even know about it, but I definitely did not know about it. So that is just interesting to see. I know some people look at this and be like, oh, 1% power pip, that's not really anything. But it is just an innate talent that is on this pet, and it's a stat talent. It's basically like the mounts, like the mount situation, which we've been looking at for a while now. Most mounts are just 40%, that's it. But there's plenty of other mounts that also give a little stat here and there. The Clockwork Courser gives a 2% pierce. You know, I actually kind of forgot about this mount. I forgot this mount gives a 2% pierce. So you could just add that to any kind of setup that you're going for a lot of pierce. Maybe PvP. I'm sure people use this. I don't even know if mount stats apply in PvP. I think they do, but that's one thing that we've seen with the mounts. They've integrated the stat mounts. There's also mounts that give 50% speed, like the Marleybone car, which is the new one that just came out. So they're kind of just increasing those incrementally a little bit every time. And with pets, I can kind of see the same thing. I also compared this to the Dapper Corgi, which is straight up the best energy pet in the game. Why? Because it gives a +8 max energy. That's all it is. If you just have this pet without any talents, you would still get the 8 energy. So even with the armored skeleton, if you had it at baby, you would still get a 1% power pip chance just by having the pet. And then of course you could add to that by getting other talents. I mean, you probably wouldn't go for power pip. No one goes for power pip talents anymore because they're kind of useless. A lot of pieces of gear give you a lot of power pip. You can even get a 10%, I think even 11% with the illustrious jewel for power pip too. So you don't really need that stats on the pet. This is why people go for damage on the pets, resist on the pets. Those are the main two talents right now. So I just thought this was really interesting to look at because I've never seen this pet before, and it kind of made me think, are we going to see more pets like this that have innate stats on them? And I think that is the direction that the game's kind of going, where we just are adding little pieces of stats here and there on different pieces of gear. And I think the same was for the decks. I don't know if I have any of them, but on some of the newer decks, you can see, here's one. On some of the newer decks, they're just adding in that extra stat. They're adding in that pip conversion stat. So if you wanted to use this deck, then you would also get just +90 power pip conversion. And it's not really like, if you compare this deck to other myth decks, you probably would be like, okay, this isn't as good. But later on, when there are decks that are the same as like the Morganth or the Darkmoor ones, then we're probably going to see that transition, or even like the Omen ones. I don't even know if I have any of the Omen ones. I farmed the Omen so many times and never got the deck, but you know what? It's only like a little bit of an increase. So I don't know. It's just kind of like adding in more stats onto other pieces of gear, into pets, and that would make a lot of pets like more viable for people that really want like the best stats. So who knows? I don't know if we're gonna see more pets like this, but it was something interesting that I came across that I've never seen with this 1% on just a regular pet. So that's pretty cool. If anyone knows of the armor skeleton, I would love to like see it, or maybe hatch, try to get it, because I don't know, it's just like a super unique pet. And I'm not saying it's like one of the rarest pets in the game, but it has to be. I mean, come on, this has to give it something, because this is way different than any other pet. I can't even think of any other pets that have just a baseline stat like that. I can think of the Dapper Corgi, which gives the energy, but I'm not sure if there's any other pets that just give some kind of stat just at baby. So if anyone knows of any other pets, let me know. But something interesting I came across, wanted to share it with you guys, so let me know what you think. Also, if you think that KingsIsle is going to continue with this, I mean, this is the only pet that they have, and it's pretty rare on how to get it with the contests. But it can be spread around if you hatch it, so I'm sure there's like a select few people that do have this pet. So I don't know, maybe we're going to see more pets in the game that eventually have a percentage for damage or something like that, which would be crazy. Even like a 1% damage or a 2%, because if you had a damage pet, that would just add to that. It also kind of narrows it down to certain pets, like what pets people are going to want to use. And if there was a pet that gave a 1% damage, then you would see a lot more people using that. And I don't know, that would kind of be boring, because everyone would be using the same pet. But then it's the same thing with mounts. What if we ever got a option to transfer stats to the pet that we want, just for like the looks, or just for like the stats or the card that it gives? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think on it. And other than that, subscribe for more videos in the future, and I'll see you all next time.